But now you're gonna have to help me out a little bit because I'm not well versed in what you have achieved.
Oh, right on. All right.
So-
Well, there's this thing called a silver play button.
Yes.
I'll show them to you. Actually, I have 4 channels on YouTube, and 2 of them have reached the 100,000 subscriber mark.
And this is what you just got in
weeks
ago.
Just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So randomly, this was my first channel, and I can send you. I meant to write up like a little thing with like just stats, So
yeah.
I'll try and do that, and
Okay.
I can send that to you.
Okay.
But anyway, so
How cool is that? So
Isn't
it
that
has
cool?
a little YouTube logo.
it's a little YouTube logo.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little play button, and then so this is like the one big mark I think you get before like if your channel goes crazy, and you get like over 1 million subscribers, they send you a gold one.
Oh wow.
And then if you get to 10 million subscribers, I think they send you a diamond one. And then if you have something ridiculous like 50 million or something, they send you like a ruby play button.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said, if I'm correct, if I heard you correctly, 4 channels that you
Yep,
have?
I have 4 channels. The first one that I started is called Munson Music Live. And then then about a year after I started that channel, I started 2 other channels, Munson Covers, and then Munson Guitar Songs.
And when did you start these?
I can tell you.
First of all, this is Munson Summer, and we are at Munson Music. Am I correct?
That's correct. Here we
That's
are.
impressive, right?
Here we are. That is impressive. Well, for Newberry, it's a fun place to be.
Know that I even got it right.
But I can tell you exactly though. So, and actually, some of this is easier to pull up on the channel. So that my first channel was started. All right, if I go to analytics, it should tell me. I think it's over here. Overview. That's it. Created August 23rd, 2012.
2012. So you
2012.
created a YouTube channel.
I created a YouTube channel, and actually what I did when I first started it is I took a lot of the videos that I had from students, from over the years, and like a video of us playing at Jezebel's and just stuck that stuff up. So that way I thought that would be cool just to have a record of like, oh, these students.
Kind of like a memory?
Kind of, yeah. In a way it's almost like as part of
diary.
A diary. It is like a musical diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I started doing. And then that January is when I posted my first lesson videos. And like my very first one, I want to say my first 2 lesson videos were Last Kiss.
Oh, fun.
And then Brown Eyed Girl.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
So then from there it became I started doing videos that I call how to play tutorials, which is where I walk you through. I basically teach to YouTube as if they were a student. So when I first started, it was all, let me walk you through this chord, this strum pattern, like walking you from, like assuming you know nothing, basically.
Right.
And so after doing that for a couple of years, then I started doing videos where I taught about more intermediate stuff, like more scale stuff and more advanced chord stuff. And then at this point, I'm shooting what I call cover lessons, which have really kind of taken off, where I just play the song and have the chords on the screen so that you can just play along with it.
Now are these on your different channels, or are
Right. Each channel kind of has their own bent, but the main channel has a little bit of guitar stuff and bass. Like normally what I do with a cover lesson is I shoot it on multiple instruments. So I shoot it on a guitar as a strum thing, then I shoot it as a fingerstyle. Oh yeah. Oh, I have to go over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can hear me better over here. No, it's cool. So normally I'll shoot it as a strum guitar thing, and then I'll go back and then do it as a fingerstyle thing. Just to kind of try that. Then I'll do it as a banjo thing. Then I do it as a mandolin thing. Then I do it as a baritone ukulele thing. Then I do it as a ukulele thing. Then I do it as a bass guitar thing, and then I do it as a piano thing.
So like 8 different styles.
Normally it's like 8 different ways of doing it. But normally what I'll do is I'll take the first. God, it's so crazy.
Would it
it's
be
just
a
turned
style,
into this thing.
or would it be an instrument? 8 different instruments. How would that be phrased properly?
Well, it's 7 different instruments with a guitar 2 different ways.
Okay.
If that
Acoustic
makes
and
sense.
electric?
Well,
What did you
strummed
say?
and then fingerstyle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll strum through it. It's just the chord stuff.
So those are the 2 guitar styles.
Those are the 2 guitar styles. Now, normally, if depending on the song, I try and do easier ways to do it on Munson covers, which that channel's really kind of taken. That channel will probably pass my main channel at some point, like in the next couple months.
So your main channel, that one's been up. This is
since 2012.
That's your main channel.
Right, my main channel. The other one I created in 2013.
And that is
Munson covers. That's the other one I've got the play button for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you go about getting these channels? Did you have
wow.
to?
You go to YouTube and you create a channel, and then at some point, they do your confirmation and all that stuff too. So it's you make the channel, and after you make the channel, then they confirm your address by sending you something in the mail. Then after that, then you go through this monetization procedure where they put a little
What
money
do you call it?
A monetization.
Monetization.
That's where you make money off of your ads.
Cool.
Yeah, so
That's a big word.
Yeah, monetization.
Yeah.
So you have to like jump through this hurdle where they put money in your bank account, and you confirm your bank account some way so that and basically what happens is they sell ads on your videos, then they hold on to it for 30 days, and then they give you whatever money they feel like you're entitled to.
They sell ads?
Yeah, they sell ads on YouTube.
That's cool.
Yeah,
so they've made money off of you too,
They make money off of me,
Yeah.
and other artists make money off of me too,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird.
And do you make money off of them?
I make money. Yes, I make money off of them. Yeah, we all make money.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're pretty happy about
So
it.
it's mutually rewarding.
It is mutually normally. Yeah.
Yeah?
Normally. Yeah.
I mean, is it enough where you're making is this your primary income?
Right now, I'm not supposed to tell anybody exactly how much money I make
No.
off of YouTube.
Right.
And when you sign the contract, it's the most vague thing you'll ever sign. It's like, if we happen to make money on Tuesday and feel like giving you a hamburger on Thursday for it, you're entitled. I mean, it's really like the strangest thing. So you don't know what the percentages are.
Can you make a living off of it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if I didn't have a family, I can make a better living off of it.
Well, keep it though.
I know, I love my family though. Exactly. But normally, as an estimate, what you would do is, if you're looking at a view count on YouTube, if you take off the first 3 zeros, that's normally about how much money they've made off a video.
That's crazy.
So my biggest hit of any of my channels actually is on the main channel, and that's a video that I did of a cover of John Legend's "All of Me."
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Loves All of You.
Right, and that song. And I'm not sure exactly how many it has today, but I can find out.
But I want to be real clear. Our main channel is the Munson Music Live.
Munson Music Live.
Okay.
Right, and then. Well, and I'll try and send you like just a stat sheet so you got all that, but
why do you call it your main channel?
because I started it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the other ones? Do they feed off of that? Are they connected?
They are connected,
Okay.
and they're linked with annotations. And then normally I have like on Munson Music Live, I have playlists like guitar lessons as a playlist, and so that will include videos from Munson covers, Munson Music Live, and Munson guitar songs.
But they don't pair.
They'll just all be like in a playlist together. So sometimes they'll come up like the other version.
So this is like very important. This channel.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I think it's kind of important. But
you don't want anything to happen to this channel,
oh,
right?
No. I would do whatever I could to not offend any artist who might want to kill my channel. That's for sure. Right? No.
Do you see anything like that?
You do.
Really?
Yes. All
Is
right,
it a frequent thing?
there's the big one. So this is my most viewed video out of all the channels, and this one has 2.5 million.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, so this was me taking 5 minutes out of my time and playing this one song. Oh gosh, that's really loud. Therefore, all right, yes, I want to skip the ad. So, but this is the cover lesson, just to give you a taste of it. Right, so it's just me playing it, but it's got the chords over the top of the screen.
Yeah, so I've watched some of these over the years.
Cool. So you can play along with these.
Yeah.
And then down here, 11,531 likes.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of crazy stuff like that.
But you also get some dislikes.
Oh yeah, but I don't worry about that. Yeah. Those people are out there. Those people are out there.
I mean, this is a.
I get that in comments
service,
too.
Right?
Well, I don't normally complain
They're not
about.
paying anything.
I don't normally complain about free stuff.
Yeah.
But some people like to, and they make it their life's goal to like make other people feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't worry about that.
Yeah. Angry people.
Right. It's not going to change what I'm doing in a day.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear
And I get those as comments too, and normally. The people who get the most upset about it is when they go to a lesson expecting one thing, and it ends up being something else.
Expecting a different style?
Like for instance, like with this video, right? It's just me playing the song with chords on the screen, so I might get a comment on it with somebody like, "Man, I need you to walk me through like all the chords because I don't know how to do this yet." And in a lot of cases with older ones, like I have a how to play too, so then I'm like, oh, okay, you needed that, so let me send you a link to it.
How nice.
Yeah. So normally, it's normally like I can turn somebody who started out as just a hater into oh, I see what you were doing now kind of person. Which
so
is
in
cool.
other words, taking a bonus step, really.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You go the extra mile.
You needed the intermediate step, and I did that over here. You know?
Yeah.
Like I got a comment today from somebody like, I don't understand the strum pattern on this, and I was like, well, I didn't do one on that song particularly, but it's the same strum pattern as this one. I'll send you the link.
That's great.
To something else. So I haven't been as good about comments this particular month, but I've responded to everything so far, so I'm trying to get caught up on it.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments.
I'm gonna have to check those out now. I'm gonna save this. We're at 11 minutes. Goes by fast, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. Oh my gosh, that was that went by really
I
fast.
know,
Yeah,
it's true.
It's weird. Yeah, that's really strange.
Okay, so here we go with voice 2. So you go ahead and they leave comments.
They do.
And you try and reply.
I try and reply. Sometimes it's just people going, good job, or thank you, or something like that. And so I send them a link that sends them to. I've been posting a lot of guitar charts on Pinterest. It's kind of like here's a chart for the song that they can go and play it on their own with. And so normally I'll send them to there so that they know that their chart's going up there.
Is this a money making app?
Pinterest isn't.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
but
kind of something.
That's just like a bonus. Like actually, I avoided that for a long time because I was scared of copyright. But nobody sued me yet, so I guess.
So tell
it's okay.
me about the copyright. Tell me how that works.
All right. When an artist writes a song, then it's immediately technically under copyright law, right?
After if they have
they own that intellectual property. They don't even have to pay the Library of
Oh, they
Congress.
don't?
Technically, under the law, it's copyrighted as soon as you write it. They don't have to mail it to themselves or anything. It's just technically copyrighted. So let's say, for instance, like Don Henley writes a song, like maybe Boys of Summer, like because this is just fresh on my mind. So he has artistic control over whether other people can play that song. He also has, he makes money and royalties off of that song. So let's say that I, on YouTube, might have recorded a cover lesson of Boys of Summer by Don Henley. Don Henley or his agents or his lawyers or whoever happens to represent Don Henley on YouTube can decide to go in and then either give you, they can do it a couple ways. They can either see your video of their intellectual property, which they own, and they can say, I want to do a revenue share with that person. So now Don Henley owns half of the video that I made that he had, it's his intellectual property, but we're both making money off of it now.
And tell us what intellectual property means.
Right, intellectual property is that song that he created. So it would be the lyrics. It would include. It doesn't necessarily include the chord progression, or the strum pattern. You
Is
can't
there
actually.
room for error on that definition?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you see that in God, like Led Zeppelin, for instance, went to court with that band that had supposedly stole Stairway to Heaven, like the progression or whatever. Like I guess it was like 2 years ago now. Anyway, so there's room for debate. You can take stuff to court.
Interpretation.
Right, interpretation. But if I'm singing Don Henley's words, there's not a whole lot of room for me to go, oh man, no, I wrote this song.
Yeah.
Right.
A little voice inside my head said, "Don't look back. You can never look back."
Exactly. It's like that. So he owns it. So he gets to control whether we do a revenue share if his agents find me playing that song online, or they can decide that he doesn't want that to represent his intellectual property, like me playing that song. In which case, him or his agents might give me. There's a couple ways they could do it, but normally there's this thing called a copyright strike on YouTube, and if you get 3 strikes, it takes your whole channel down.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So randomly, like my main channel has like 8,600 videos.
Yeah.
That's a lot of videos. Yeah. So I don't want to take off anybody, and at this point, YouTube's gotten to the point where you can search for the song first to find out what the copyright law is on it, but they can also change that. So, for instance, I might have gone to like Boys of Summer, and found out that like, oh, that's fair game. I can do that. And then shot it, invested time into it, maybe even had a revenue share with Don Henley, and then Don Henley comes in later and goes, oh, I don't really want you playing my song. I don't want anybody playing my song but me on YouTube. And then you can get what I got 2 weeks ago, which is a copyright strike for playing Boys of Summer on 2 of my channels.
Ooh, so you have one.
I have one on one channel and one on the other channel. But
2 separate events?
Both of those channels have to wait 3 months, and then that strike goes away. But if I get 2 other strikes within that same period of time, then my channel's going forever.
Is this the first strike you've ever had?
No. The other one that I got, let's see, and this would be like a recommendation for anybody. Like, never put anything that represents anything by Supertramp ever, ever. Like, I did a lesson, and it was a how to play. Actually, I still have it up. There's a how to play on "Give a Little Bit" by Supertramp. You know, give a little bit, give a little bit of your love to me.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You know, Roger Hodgson hates everybody who plays this music. Yeah, he hates me. Yeah. Seriously, what happened? He gave me a copyright strike for me doing a let me teach you how to play this song.
The artist did.
The artist or his agents.
Somebody representing him.
Evergreen Music or somebody who represents Roger Hodgson gave me a copyright strike for this how to play. When the how to play, it's a 30-minute how to play, right? And where I cover all the chords and all the strum patterns, you know, but I don't actually use his intellectual property, which would be the words. I don't actually play the entire song, actually.
Instrumental.
I just play little pieces of it, you know, to give you examples. So they came in and they said, no, you got a copyright strike for that. And so I argued it. I was like, no, I didn't use his intellectual property. You can't own strum patterns and chords. And so the agency removed it. Then someone else who represented like the chain of command of, like, I don't know how they split this stuff. You know, it's like Roger Hodgson's up here, his lawyer, their agency, the record company's agent. I don't know. But anyway, somebody came in and said, no, that's you playing, you know, give a little bit. And so then they muted the video. They didn't give me another strike. So they gave me a strike. Then I argued it. Then they removed the strike. Then somebody from the record company came and muted the same video, so you could watch it, but you couldn't hear it. So then I had to argue that. Then they removed that, so then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm in the clear, like doing, you know, some Supertramp stuff maybe. And so like I posted 2 chord charts on Munson guitar songs, and by Supertramp, and then got a copyright strike for those. So I'm never doing Supertramp again. Same agency, same representatives, but... And
they wrote the Logical song.
Yeah, I know. That was one of the ones I posted and got a strike for. Yeah.
It's a great song.
He doesn't want... There are some people who don't want people to play their music. And I can't change their mind.
So now Don Henley, going back, you got a strike on the Don Henley.
I got a strike on Boys of Summer, so what I did was I removed... I took all the versions of that song, because normally I'm posting one on this channel, one on this channel, one on this channel.
Forgive me, what was the strike for?
He just, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know exactly. You know, it was me playing Boys of Summer as a cover lesson, and Don Henley didn't want anybody covering Boys of Summer on YouTube, I'm guessing. Now, maybe a robot, you know, maybe it's just some software program somebody writes to go and identify that song, and they may have actually thought that I was the actual recording, and not just me, you know, personally, like, playing it. So it's weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you
weird.
talk about robots getting involved and so
right,
forth.
robot, man, it's just really weird. Yeah, but anyway, but at this point, the only trouble I've really run into is stuff from like the 70s and the 80s with copyright strikes, and I think it's because they're trying to take copyright law and contracts written by artists from there and trying to apply it to the internet. But it's like, we're going to take this clause in this contract that means we own this something, and then trying to apply it to something that hadn't been foreseen in the contract. That's the way I feel about it. I don't actually know, but that's the way I feel about it.
And they don't do they get any kind of proceeds off of their music?
Well, see, that's what I don't understand, is like why an artist would want to go and punish fans who love their music enough to record it and stick it on YouTube. I mean, I don't understand that from an artistic point of view.
Right,
you're not losing money letting that happen. You're actually, it's free advertising.
You're gaining fans.
And if you did a revenue share with it, you would actually make money on those fans playing your songs online. So I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Yeah, the mentality of like, I hate it when other people play my music. I don't understand that at all. It's completely foreign.
I hate that song.
Right, exactly. I hate that song that I wrote.
All the money
I hate it that people love that song I wrote.
That's right.
You know, I hate that. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But at this point, I think if you do a cover, like, I've never had any problems with anything coming out recently. So I feel like the contracts have been, you know, worked out so that artists understand that, yes, there are people who are going to play this music on YouTube, and yes, I don't mind making money from it.
Recently being the songs.
Recent songs. Any recent songs, I've never had that problem with.
But
I've never
it's the older ones, like you said, from the 70s and
80s, I feel like they're trying to take copyright or contract stuff that was written for a different age and then applying it to now. So I feel like that's where it gets tricky.
It sounds confusing.
It is very confusing, you know.
And we're kind of litigious and in that mindset of the 70s and 80s.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Oh man, I love it. I mean, I used to play in an '80s band, so I
Yeah.
mean, I love '80s
Yeah,
music.
what was
you know.
the name of the?
I think we just called it the '80s Project.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Oh, actually, one of the strikes that I got was from the Katrina fundraiser that we
Oh,
played out here. Yeah.
wow.
It was me and Kevin Flowers and John and like that whole crew. You know, playing.
No way.
The doll was on drums. Yeah. So
Wow.
it wasn't even like a lesson actually. Now that I think about it, like one of the strikes was actually for us just playing it at a fundraiser to raise money for people who needed money after the hurricane.
There was no hurricane. Fake news.
Oh, it was a fake news. Snap. Oh,
Yeah.
that's Don Henley definitely didn't get hurt by it. That's for sure. But yeah, it's really confusing.
And so you go ahead and you tell me the process of how you get these up on YouTube. What do you do?
Oh, well, the first thing I do is I write out the chart. You know, it might even be something like I pick all these out by ear. So I just listen to the song and then try and figure out what the chord progression is. And then once I've got the chart, then if it's something that I decide to do, and a lot of times they're things either that were requested either from my private students or things that got requested to me from YouTube. Actually, a majority is like probably things people asked for. So then I take that chart and then I go in the back and then I spend 2 or 3 hours shooting it, and then I'll spend another 2 or 3 hours editing. And then once I've got all the videos, then I upload them. And then
So for one song with 8 different.
One song with 8 different takes normally will take about I'd say an hour and a half to 2 hours to shoot, depending on the length of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's a song that's in a bad key originally, where I use the capo, like the little clampy thing, to change the key, and then I shoot a capo run for Munson Music Live, and then I shoot a without the capo run for Munson Covers. So they're, so it takes twice as long, basically.
Right.
So I'm singing it in the original key, and then I take the capo off, and then I do it in an easier key.
So you have one song.
One song I can end up with anywhere from 14 to 20-ish videos from.
And how many hours do you think goes
Probably
into one
5 or
song
6 hours.
per song?
Well,
in
yeah,
total.
for one song to do the total run. Yeah,
That's from
something like
beginning to end.
that. From beginning to end of starting to shoot it, yeah.
And uploading it.
Yeah, and I mean, it takes a while sometimes for me to really get the melody and stuff too. So I mean.
Do you find yourself going back and editing it, or do you do have you gotten to the point where it's like, I'm not going to be so critical of myself?
Occasionally I'll do it. If I miss a chord or something, I'll go back and do it because I want the chords to be represented. If it's something I missed in the melody where I'm singing, I'm not as critical about that because like if you're watching the guitar lesson, it's supposed to be a guitar lesson, not a hey, look how good I can sing video. Yeah. So sometimes that kind of thing. And normally I expect people to be playing along with me and singing along with me. So hopefully it sounds better when other people are playing with me than it does me just doing it by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but normally I know when I first started, I was trying to do a lot more complex stuff. I used to do a lot more retakes. Now, normally, once I kind of get the hang of it, it's just straight on through.
And how many songs do you have
I can tell
uploaded?
you. Now, some of them, traditional songs and Christmas songs, I normally do in 2 different keys. So this isn't a completely fair representation of like how many songs, but if I go to the playlist on Munson Covers, actually this might be pretty close to a fair representation.
And that represents all 4 channels?
Well, let's see. Yeah. I mean, it'd be a lot of the same songs for them. But let's see. All right. So if I go to playlists here, and I go to ukulele covers, let's see. That might be close to how many songs I have up. Oh gosh, if I can find it. All right, here we go. Banjo covers. Wow, it looks like 700-ish.
Wow.
732 is what I've got in my mandolin cover list. 700. Yeah, 700-ish.
And that's from 2012.
From 20, right. Well, these will be 2013. So since 2013, so in 5 years, I've got 730 songs of, from different styles. And see, there would be more songs in the other list because I on Munson Covers, these playlists are on Munson Covers, so I'm only adding the ones that I have on Munson Covers. Normally, I might have a G. Normally, I think of Munson Covers as the G major key. Normally, so like if I'm shooting Tennessee Waltz, normally I'll shoot it in G and stick it on Munson Covers, and I'll just turn around and shoot it in C and stick it on Munson Music Live, which is weird.
That's confusing.
It is confusing. It makes sense to me, but
sure it does. Yeah.
Yeah, but it. like for instance, like Amazing Grace, if you're looking for a version to sing along with, your voice might be keyed better for the G one than the C one. So I think it's nice having both.
So
and for some instruments, it ends up being easier to play it in one key than the other key.
that makes sense. Yeah. So you have sometimes like a dual location or something where they can.
Well, like two different
Depending on-
versions.
Yeah.
No, and with guitar ones, there's even more than that. There might be like a really hard strum version, and then a really easy strum version. You know, a really easy key version and a hard key version.
So is that in addition to? What do you think it?
That's about 730 cover
That's
lessons.
kind of
cover lessons.
And what else are there?
There are the how to plays, which I did the how to plays for like the first 3 or 4 years that I was doing YouTube stuff. And those, I don't know how many there are, to be honest.
So you have covers?
Yeah, I have cover lessons, and then I have what I call a how to play tutorial.
Okay.
And that's like where I walk you through everything, like a beginner. And then I also have some things I just call chord chart lessons, which is where I either post the chord chart it's no singing. It's just an instrumental track, so you could use it just to sing along with, like a karaoke track if you wanted to, of me either playing the guitar or the piano with the chords on the screen, or a link to the chart that I'm working off of.
And is that 3 channels?
That's for that kind of thing. Well, Munson covers wouldn't have those, but Munson Music Live and Munson Guitar Songs would have the chord chart lessons.
Okay. And there's
I do
still
those
one
more
other
for
channel,
requests.
right?
Yeah, Munson Guitar. There's Munson Jam Tracks, which that channel will never get a silver play button, but it's more jazz stuff and stuff to make up stuff over the top of. It's more instrumental track. Like here's a G major funk thing to just play with, that kind of thing.
You said that's jazz, kind of jazz.
That kind of thing, or just instrumental tracks. Normally, I'll put instrumental stuff like on Munson Jam Tracks.
Is that college related or anything?
Oh well, I've had people like go to it and use those links for doing more academic stuff. I had somebody who was writing a book and then wanted to use those links like in his book somehow. And I was like,
neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, but that's more like, I don't know. I think of it as just more of an improvisation kind of channel. You know, if there's something that somebody wants, they want to. I don't know. Like I just saw Paradise by John Prine last week, so it's like if somebody wants.
That's like Ron's favorite.
Yeah. That's a great song.
Yeah.
So on Munson Jam Tracks, I put a.
Not John Prine.
Yeah, John Prine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I put an instrumental track of me doing the piano part on Munson Jam Tracks. You know, not me singing, but just the chord progression. And then I normally do that on Munson Guitar Songs too. I'll put an instrumental guitar version up there. And sometimes they'll end up being an easy key and a hard key. You know, sometimes I'll put those up. Like a VC passed away a couple weeks ago, so I shot Hey Brother by him this week, and it's in G minor, so I put a G minor up on that channel, the E minor.
And who is that?
A VC, his real name's Tim Bergling. He's an electronic DJ guy. I don't know, he did a lot of stuff. He was only like, I want to say 28. He was born in 89.
What happened to him?
Yeah. It's probably like an overdose or something. It's probably drug related.
So
he had some health issues too. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know if they made a public statement.
So you guys do sometimes like things for artists who have died.
Oh, I do a lot of that.
Tom Petty.
I do. Yeah, I do a lot of. I don't even know what you would call it, but yeah, like things in remembrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of Prince charts when he passed away. I did a lot of Tom Petty when Tom Petty passed away. Doing some of VC now. But yeah, I normally do that because I don't know. I think especially with Tom Petty. I mean, I love Tom Petty, so it's like, oh God, man. Yeah. So I really felt like. I don't know, it's just something I really had to do.
That was a tough loss.
Yeah.
Tom Petty, Prince, those were...
Man, I mean, I don't know, it's awesome. So a lot of people just feel that too. It's like, there's got to be some way I can say, you know, that I love your music.
Yeah.
And so I think it's cool that I can shoot a cover, you know, stick it online, and then I have people come in behind, and then they want to, you know, we can play together and kind of commune, you know, via the web, you know, about an artist who's passed away that we care about.
Yeah. And some of your inspirations, who are they?
Oh, wow.
I think I might know.
My
I can probably
inspiration.
name some.
I mean, I would say Uncle Walter. He was pretty inspiring to me.
Yeah.
I like musical influences, and you know, it's funny you say that. Actually, the person that I think of when I'm making YouTube videos is Rod Serling.
No, wow.
So because I just think about it, he was on a I don't even know how to say it. It's like he was on an assembly line in a way. It's like I've got this thing that I want to crank out, and I've got to just write it and just be done with it because we got to shoot on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the way it felt for a long time with YouTube. It's like I just got to crank this stuff out. You know, I'm trying to help people. You know, take these requests. You know.
So you felt kind of like you had a deadline.
Oh yeah. And for a couple of years, I did. I kept the Billboard 100. Like they print a list of the top 100 songs. Like so for at least 2 or 3 years with the YouTube. Every Tuesday, or actually it started out every Thursday. It was Billboard Thursday. They would revise the list for the next week, and then I would go through and fill in whatever lessons I hadn't filled in for the top 100. Mm-hmm. And so I did that for at least 2 or 3 years. Actually, I let it go like last January because it was just I had a lot more students get on my schedule, and so I didn't have as much time to do it.
When did you realize this thing was taking off?
Oh wow. Well, you always think it's taking off really early. I remember like the first time I got 1,000 views in a day. It was like, oh my gosh, and it was like right near Valentine's Day, like maybe the year after I started. So it's like,
right?
Yeah, you see this. I saw this boost. I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? And
yeah.
It was like guys trying to find how to learn how to play some song for their girlfriend on Valentine's Day.
Neat. So are you
It's like
trend driven? Or were you?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes you are. Sometimes it's one weird little video that gets shared that ends up, really taking off. Like Christmas, I get a Christmas bonus because I've got tons of Christmas songs up. So I always see that as like if I pulled it up, you'd see the Spike December and then the Spike December.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
So are you like an employee of YouTube?
I guess they call it a partnership.
A partnership. So
yes.
to write it, it would be fair to say that you're.
I am in a YouTube partnership.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
For phrasing
a creator.
purposes.
They might even say it that way, like creator partnership. Somehow.
Creator.
Creator. I'm a creator, a YouTube creator.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I create stuff.
Is this is the first what do I want to say, christening from YouTube that you've gotten?
Oh yeah, the silver play buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this has been going on. Your relationship with YouTube's been going on since the 2013.
Oh well, with this channel, actually, I had a channel before this, but I ended up at that point I was using the actual songs of artists and then posting the chords as they went by rather than me play covers. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up with copyright stuff, and then so there was an original Munson Music YouTube, but it was gone due to copyright stuff.
And you got your first check when?
Oh, my first check?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a good question. It takes forever. I mean, really, like your first check. What happens is they accumulate the ad money until you get to like a platform $100, and then they cut you a check.
Okay.
So I want to say it took like 6 or 7 months for me to get my first YouTube check. That was like a huge thing. Now it's every month. I'm making
So they pay you once a month.
Yeah, once a month. A direct deposit. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
So they take the money from all the artists, then they hold on to it for 30 days. I guess invest, make money on your money, and then they write you a check.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Who'd have thunk it?
True.
That you could actually do something and it would work,
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, God, what was it? Last month there was that girl that had attacked the YouTube office or whatever. Did you see that story?
I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, right on. I forget what her name was, but she had felt that her videos weren't doing as well as she thought they should, and she got really frustrated and went and shot up some people at freaking YouTube headquarters. Yeah, this was like last month.
Oh my gosh.
And when I read the story, I was like, I could kind of relate to like where she was coming from, because like you don't know, when you make a video, like what it's gonna do.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you can put a whole bunch of time into like something that nobody watches.
Sure.
Sure. So, yeah. So she was just really frustrated by that.
So she killed people?
I think she just shot people.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she killed herself.
That's good. Oh,
she did kill it.
Really?
Yeah. Which normally doesn't happen, but. And I say that I want to say like 3 people got injured, but I think she killed herself.
That's crazy. It's usually men too, so that's even
exactly.
more
Like female mass shooter is not what you normally think of. Shooting up YouTube at
Was
random
she black?
people.
That would make it even better.
No, she was like, but she did speak different languages. I want to say she was like Persian or something. I can't remember. Yeah, it was an interesting story.
It is. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
But,
And that's neither here nor there. But I could kind of relate with the frustration. I couldn't relate with the like, let me get in my car, drive 3 hours, and shoot at people thing.
Kidding.
But Yeah.
I know, we have enough of that.
Yeah,
And
true.
music's supposed to calm us.
Right. Yes, they are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I keep on doing what I'm doing.
That's
It's
right.
like somebody gets upset about something, at least they can go, grab a video on YouTube and play along.
Yeah.
with.
So, and you make a good point. So,
Yeah.
maybe you're adding to some of the, like,
I think I'm
calm or
diffusing
healing.
stuff like
There
that
you
all
go.
the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, somebody gets really, really mad, and then they come to my YouTube and they find a video and they hate it and they just, and they get to give it all to me, and then I get to turn around and go, no, man, let's just play some music. Go here.
Put a positive spin on it.
Right. Yeah. That's
And
what you gotta do.
what does music mean to you?
Oh wow, man, music is life to me. I mean, that's like, I love music. Oh gosh,
Tell us, you
it's
got
my bliss. I mean, that's what it is. I
you
mean,
got
really.
your first guitar.
Yeah, I got my first guitar when I was 16 years old for my birthday, but I had been learning how to play on Walter's guitar, and so, but yeah, it was a guitar my parents bought from Gahagan's Music, and it was a Palmer, and then I ended up giving it to my friend Robbie Watt to try and learn how to play eventually. But yeah, that's when I got my first guitar. Yeah,
And
I was 16.
lessons?
My first real guitar lesson, I guess, was in college. But I always think of the people that I used to go to people's houses and just they would show me stuff. So I learned a lot from Walter because he was there all the time. And then I remember playing with this guy Pascal Duke all the time and Mike Reed, and I had a lot of friends that played. So we just we'd get together and somebody would hit something. I go, "What'd you do?" And so they go, "Oh, I did this." And I go, "Okay, I'm gonna try and practice that."
And you learn a lot by ear.
Oh, I do now. Yeah, I think everybody kind of plays by ear.
Yeah.
Actually, even if you're reading music, hopefully you're hearing yourself playing it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And you mentioned college, taking
Oh,
classes
right.
there.
My degree was in classical guitar performance, so I took lessons from originally Jim Buckland, who is, I think, still the guitar professor at Presbyterian. He was a graduate assistant at USC when I was there, and then Chris Berg was the head of the guitar department there, and still
So
is.
you went to USC.
Yep, University of South Carolina, guitar degree in guitar performance, and then music education instrumental. So
That
it's
is your
basically
degree?
that's my degree. That's my undergrad, and I spent a little bit of time working on my master's, but I never finished it. But it's music education instrumental, which is basically band director degree. So I learned how to play a little bit of everything, and then performance certificate in classical guitar. So it was kind of like getting a performance degree as well as music ed.
Did you know early on that your life was going to revolve around music?
No. Yeah, I had no idea. Like when I graduated high school, I always thought that I would be. I don't know. I remember my freshman year, I went into computer science. Like I'd always play around with technology, so I thought that was like my thing. But then I got in college, and then I finally realized that computer science was actually a math degree in disguise. It wasn't just playing games on computers.
Yeah.
It was just a different thing. And so I ended up staying in my dorm room a lot and playing my guitar a lot. And so then I got pretty good chops playing with, my roommate in college. My freshman year, he played guitar, Tim Stiles, and so he learned a lot. This other friend of mine, Dave West. I feel like I really learned a lot from the guys I was living in the dorm with. My grades didn't represent what I was learning in music.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. So when I graduated from, my freshman year I didn't do very well. Then I had to go to Piedmont Tech to get my grades up high enough so USC would take me. Even though they'd already accepted me as a freshman, but they weren't going to take me anymore. They were like, these grades are awful. But then once I got at USC, and then I had guitar as a major. It was like night and day. I mean, as soon as you know what you want to do.
Yeah.
In college, I mean, then you get a lot more motivated.
It was your passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah, let me do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what I want to learn about.
And then, so after you graduated, when was Munson Music established?
When I graduated.
You were a professor too.
Well, I kind of got the guitar program started at Newberry College, right? And let's see, I graduated in '99, but by that point I was teaching at Musician Supply in Lexington, Star Music downtown, Star Music in Northeast, and then Michael's Music in Newberry.
Wow.
Yeah, so Wednesdays was like my day to come down to Newberry, and my mom used to host this Wednesday lunch. So normally I would come down, eat Wednesday lunch, and then come to Michael's and then teach, and Michael Reef-Snyder is the one who started Michael's Music. We went to school together. So at some point,
college?
like high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we were at USC at the same time, but we didn't have any classes together. Although it might have been that he was at USC while I was at App State. as a freshman, you know, when I wasn't doing so well, and then I don't know, we might have passed each other. I don't know, but anyway, I was teaching at Michael Reef-Snyder's store here in Newberry, Michael's Music, and then at some point Michael got a job with Music and Arts, and which is like band instrument rental stuff, and so he wanted to sell the store, and so I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let me go see it, and if that's possible, and then talked to my dad. Went to Newberry Federal when there was Newberry Federal, and then got a loan to buy Michael's Music, and then turned it into Munson Music.
And that was on the corner. Was that where was
that? Was actually on the same block. It was
Okay.
1116 Main Street.
Okay.
Was the original location.
Okay.
And then we were there for a year, and then from there we moved to 1200, like where the pottery, where the art center is now.
Right.
Then after, I guess it was like we were renting from Rob at that point. I guess we were there for like 2 or 3 years until then he sold the hotel. Or his dad sold the hotel. Then we moved down to across from the Ritz at 1504 Main Street. And then after our 5-year lease there, we were interested in buying the building, but they didn't want to sell the building, so we said, okay, well, and then we found this building. Actually, the doll found this building.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this home now?
This is home now.
Good.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, we love it. Paying a mortgage is much better.
Yeah, exactly. You can get something out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cool.
And so, what's next?
Oh wow! Wow! I think the main thing is just to keep on putting up stuff on YouTube. I mean, I really see the YouTube thing has really just opened up a lot of doors. You know, you get to communicate with people all over the world, and I think what I'm putting up right now is interesting. You know, and it's stuff that people want to play along with. So I think that's the main thing. But I love taking requests though. That's the only problem with the cover lessons is that, like we were talking about, it takes like 5 or 6 hours to do a whole song, which everybody who asks for a song at this point, I think, really wants me to do that so they can play along with it and make it easy. But I feel like I need to find more time to do, you know, crank them out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because you still teach a lot of students here.
I've got more students here in the shop than I've ever had.
Is that right?
Really, yeah.
And then you have a lot here, so.
Right, exactly. So it's just trying to like find, and actually I've had that happen a couple of times where somebody asks for a song, and then if I do have a free moment, sometimes I can take what they asked for, write out a chart, and then send them a link back for that song that they asked for. I've also done that quite a bit and had them go, okay, I'll be looking forward to it, like when I actually put up the cover lesson.
Yeah.
So it's like no matter what you do, like people just aren't happy.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like, man, I wrote this out in 2 keys before you did it up. Well, I just can't wait to see you play it for me. Okay, well, yeah, but anyway, so just trying to find more time to do that. And I think I'm going to try and do that more on Munson guitar songs. You know, because that channel, that's my 3rd channel that hasn't gotten the play button yet.
Yeah.
So the requests that I'm taking, I've tried to put up there and the quick turnaround ones where I write out a chart and just play along with it.
Are you taking new students here?
Oh
still?
yeah, I've still got some open spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
it's fat,
It's you here and
it's me and Vidal. Yep, me and Vidal.
Vidal.
Yep, me and Vidal. Yep. Yeah. Oh, but we started doing jams here too, first Fridays, so that's been kind of a cool new
You've
thing.
been doing that for maybe a year or so, or
yeah,
close to
since
it?
I want to say last February, like last year.
Good,
February was the
good.
first one we had here in the shop. Actually, the very first one we had Elizabeth Von Trapp come.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, she like was driving by from playing some gig and like looked in the window, and
That's
so
cool.
I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Elizabeth." Okay, cool. Let's play some
I'm
Beatles.
Munson.
She wanted to play some Beatles. So,
Fun.
Yeah. So that was
I
kinda
met
cool.
her. She's very cool.
Yeah, right on.
And the Beatles, they're certainly.
Yeah.
What do they mean to you?
Oh gosh, I think they were the best songwriting team ever. I think. I mean, I love the Beatles. Actually, I've been trying. I actually have a list for the covers of what Beatles. I should show it to you. Actually, it's like eventually I want to have every Beatles song up as a cover lesson.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's quite a goal.
I would say. How far into that goal are you?
This is the list, but it includes all the covers.
Oh my gosh.
So all the ones that are marked off are ones I have lessons for.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
There's about 230 songs like in the whole thing. So, but some of them are really tricky, you know. So, I don't know if I'll get that, but that's definitely like a bucket list.
Crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is.
It is crazy.
How
yeah.
long have you been working on this?
Oh wow! I mean, for years, you know.
You got a long way to go.
Yeah, I do. You know,
I love it.
It's one of those things. If I like quit doing everything else and did nothing but Beatles, you know, I could probably get it done.
You really have to devote your like a couple years to that.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll get there. You know.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
I
But I love the
will.
Beatles. I do love the Beatles. So.
That's really cool. I love that you have that.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I was like, let me put every Beatles song on one page so I can just
Yeah.
X them off when I.
That's so cool.
So I do a Beatles song, I can get the.
And I didn't realize there were so many.
Oh.
Actually, you said 230.
That's really not that bad. I mean, that's a lot easier to get every Beatles song up than it would be like the Rolling Stones or
Yeah.
you know, gosh, or Bob Dylan or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Then you're talking thousands. You know, at least with the Beatles, you're like 200-ish. That's doable.
Yeah. Right.
Time, you know.
Yeah.
I'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but there's a lot of Beatles up already. I think in the playlist, I've got a Beatles guitar lesson playlist, but some of those are how to play, some of them are cover lessons, some of them are chord chart lessons. I want to say it's like 500 like videos in there.
So if I go to your YouTube channel and I want to find a song, can I key it in?
You
How
can,
do I do that?
if you go to the main page of the YouTube channel, there's a little magnifying glass over in the corner. That's the search. So then you could type in a song in the search. You could also like just go to the regular YouTube thing and put in Munson and then put in the song name and see if it comes up.
And if your song's there,
hopefully it finds it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how people? I mean, is that what people do? They search. How do
I think like YouTube, I think promotes you to a certain level. So you know, there's certain like if I put up a new video, sometimes they'll feature it. You know, like it's the new video, and if you're subscribed, it'll probably go in your news feed.
Yeah.
On YouTube. So some people will find me that way. You know, just searching for some random song and find it. I feel like most people find me that way.
Cool.
Yeah, but then normally they'll find some other. Hopefully, I'm picking up other songs that they want to play. So it's not just like I want this. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you actually spoken with people on YouTube?
I have people call. Yeah.
Do you?
Normally, I'd say like maybe. Well, at this point, it seems like about a call a week, maybe two. You know, that I'll have just some random person call. I had somebody call Monday. I want to say he said he was from Oregon and he was playing along with my bass covers and hey, I had a question about Into the Mystic by Van Morrison that I had.
That's cool.
Yeah, so occasionally we get a call from somebody out in the middle of nowhere. Like somebody called me from Shelby, North Carolina about the Jam last month who watches my videos on YouTube.
Cool.
Got a couple people, one guy in Chester named Doug who does copier stuff and has brought me like paper and ink for my copier and stuff who found me on YouTube to play along with. Some other people from Columbia who've actually driven down for the Jam, which is kind of cool.
Is the Jam like taken off?
It's pretty packed in here normally.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it is pretty packed in here.
That's great.
I wish we had more space, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get all.
Yeah.
But no, it's good.
That's great.
Yeah, I love it.
That's great. That's great.
It's the good stuff. Yeah, I'll tell you the most baffling thing about the YouTube thing there, Theresa, is like how much time people spend watching the channels.
Can you tell?
Yeah, it's weird. They have this whole thing called analytics. Like if I go to the main channel, just to like give you an idea.
It's still okay if I'm recording this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I go over here, there's this thing called analytics.
That only you have access to.
Well, I can see it. Not everybody else can see it, but I go to analytics, and then this is just crazy. All right, so this is for the last 28 days. So watch time was 3 years and 86 days on this channel.
Wow.
In 28 days, people watched 3 years of time on this channel.
What?
Right. But this is just 1 of 4, right? But then, all right, so it was over 1 million views. Right. That's how much money I made, but you can't tell anybody.
Okay.
And then, and then it'll tell me
Is this
like
1 month?
This is 1 month. Yeah. So that's from one channel for 1 month.
Wow.
And then over here, these are the top views this month. Like Perfect by Ed Sheeran is my number 1. Country Roads by John Denver is number 2.
Wow.
All of Me, John Legend number 3. Zombie by the Cranberries. Oh right, the Cranberries went. Yeah. Oh yeah. When Dolores passed away, I did like a bunch of Cranberry stuff. Oh, that was like another
so that was size
thing. Yeah.
spiked.
Yeah, exactly. They'll spike, and then you can, that could go over here like your estimated revenue. But so randomly, like for the whole, but you can set this for the whole thing. So like lifetime.
Oh my god.
This is where it gets really stupid. So people have spent on the main channel
Yeah.
This is just Munson
One of
Music
4.
Live, right? They have spent, and this should give it,
83.
right, 83 million minutes, which is 158 years.
Oh my gosh.
And 55 days of time watching this channel.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
I'll try and send you like a stat sheet that has it for like the other ones too, because that can be cool. So 44 million views with 100. How old is that? That's just crazy, man. 158 years of time.
And that's pretty good money.
Yeah, that's pretty good money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough money to pay the mortgage.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
That's crazy.
So that's how much money that channel's made since I started it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, whew.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real money. They
Yeah.
stick it in the bank and stuff. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But where's it at? But you can see like from the view count, like where the spikes are too, which is kind of cool. Where's it at?
What does the red views mean?
Oh, you can subscribe to YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which means you pay a monthly fee to not see ads.
Oh.
And so somebody who subscribes to YouTube Red watches my channel. They separate it out so you can see how many subscribers to YouTube Red are watching your channel.
Does YouTube like that?
I'm sure they make good money off of it. Yeah, I mean they split it up with us too.
Oh,
So-
cool.
But that oh gosh, yeah. So there was a spike. So
Yeah.
that's in
10, 13,
October.
13.
But see that's December.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's probably like another December like over there, like where it spiked and then it kind of kept going up. Like these big spikes are like pretty close to Christmas.
Yeah. Look at that.
12, 14. This was just 40. What is that? 60,000 views in a day.
Wow. And that was 12/23/17.
Yeah, that was like people getting ready for Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. they had
So, and
Christmas
look how it
gigs.
continues to rise.
Right.
So you really are at a really good point in
Oh,
your
yeah.
career
Yeah,
here.
it's going. I mean, the cool thing about this is once I shoot stuff and it goes up, I never really have to touch it again.
Yeah, right. It's there.
You know, occasionally I have this weird little bump in the road where Don Henley says, "I hate you," and
Yeah.
I'll go, "Okay, that's cool." And then 3 months later, the strike's removed. And in the meantime, between now and then and forever, I'll never do another Don Henley song, and I'll
Seems like
never buy another Eagles album.
Seems like I
So-
remember seeing something about
Yeah.
that on Facebook.
There's some Eagles stuff he's pulled down too, actually.
Really?
I just wanted to make sure he was the asshole.
Yeah, and he was.
I'm assuming because he's the one that came in behind and gave me a strike for Boys of Summer.
You know that it was
So
him.
it was him or his lawyers.
Yeah.
Like, don't want people to play that song online.
I don't
so
get it.
yeah, I don't get it either.
Seems
no
so
idea.
strange.
It seems very strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know they get to control that. But when I first started it, you couldn't search them.
Mhm.
Like now you can search them like for individual songs. I think it's under creator. Yeah, create here. So there's an audio library here. So if I put in, actually, let's see what the copyright policy is. I'm just curious. Boys of Summer. Does that come up? So now I can search the song. Oh, I probably have to go here. Music policies.
I'm gonna save this and go into another
Oh,
one.
right on. Okay, cool. So I'm just kind of curious. Boys of Summer. 'Cause actually, I haven't checked this yet. Actually, if the policy is what it is, I might be able to contest it. Be like, look, man, you misidentified this. You thought it was somebody, you thought it was me using your actual audio, but all right. So there's a remix of it. Playback, view. Right, you can't monetize your video. Viewable everywhere except the U.S. But they don't say anything about that. All right. So there's some covers that I could do. I could do a cover of a cover. Dude, how's that
What
even
kind
work?
of sense does that make?
Makes no sense at all. Right, I could argue it and be like, no, man, this wasn't the Don Henley version. I was working from the Hoopa Shanks, whatever guy's version. You know, Munson Music, I can help you. Oh, that's a regular call. I might actually have to put Don Henley in here. So maybe he's licensing it to people and I didn't pay for the license, so maybe that's what it is. Don Henley, I still don't see it up there. Weird. Oh, it readjusted it. Did it put it
Oh, I think I saw Don Henley
Don Henley.
right there. Live.
Right. Oh,
Second one.
oh, I see it. Right, blocked in 129 countries.
Wow.
Yep, probably including the U.S. Eligible for revenue sharing. What? Blocked in 129 countries. Eligible for
Yeah,
revenue
right. That's a bit of a contradiction.
sharing. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like he needs to get a new lawyer or something. You know, or lighten up on people. Because I mean, people got all kinds of covers of that song. I don't get it. Don Henley, Trailer Park, something. Anyway, can't monetize your video. Well, that's it. I mean, that's legit. I mean, I don't mind an artist coming in and going, you can't make money from this, you know. But it's really annoying when somebody goes in, copyright strike.
Yeah,
you should be
right.
paranoid for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where it gets really.
Would they? Do you feel like you have, like YouTube would contact you if there was a problem?
No.
No. I think they would just.
I would try and
the
go to my
channel?
channel and it would be like.
Really?
But I do feel like the Supertramp thing. I put up 2 Supertramp charts and they still only got 1 strike. So I feel like if it was a particular artist, they would give me enough time to do something.
Good. Well, they don't want to lose you.
Right, they don't want to lose
right?
me. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Larry. Hey, Larry.
Jam tonight?
Jam tonight, 8 o'clock. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Hey,
Hi,
Theresa.
Larry. How
Oh,
are
that was
you?
you.
It's good to see you.
I knew it was you.
So acoustic electric bass is okay?
Oh yeah, that should be fine. That'd be great. Yeah, we'd love to have you, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Good
All right,
to
cool.
see
We'll
you,
see you in a little bit
Larry.
then.
All right.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah.
Well,
Front
that's
that.
mean for me.
I will. Thank you.
Cool.
He likes my dog.
Oh, right
Mr.
on.
Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Awesome.
So that's very cool.
Yeah, but I think they would give a little bit of time. Normally, what normally happens is you go to your channel, like where you would normally go, and then you go to copyright school. You know, if
Copyright school?
if you've been given a strike, you have to answer copyright questions so that they
Like the
know
professor?
that you know, sort of like that. You know, you have to pass the quiz or to access your stuff so that they know, you know what the law is. But see, some of it's questionable and it just depends on the artist. So you know, it's like you can know all the copyright laws in the world and still end up with copyright strikes. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So,
And mentioning school made me. I wanted to go back. You did teach at Newberry College.
oh,
correct?
I did. I started teaching at Newberry College. I want to say 2000 to 2005. I was adjunct professor of guitar at Newberry College. So I kind of got the program started, and then when I left, now Matthew Smith, we were in school together at USC, is running the program.
Cool.
So, yeah, so that's kind of cool that they still have the guitar program.
Yeah,
at Newberry
it
College.
is.
I think it's awesome.
Very cool. And some of the other things that you've done in Newberry.
Wow. Well, I mean, you mean like the Jam at
Jam?
Jezebel's,
Yeah.
Which then got moved to the Flying Pie, which now is
Yeah.
at the shop.
Yeah.
Lots of concerts here and there. Used to play at Lucy Nero's all the time, like with Vidal Friday
Yeah.
nights. That was always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
You do the concerts in the park, maybe.
sometimes concerts in the park, School of Rock in the summertime
Yeah.
with the kids.
Yep. And what is that, Munson?
That's day camp, right? From music day camp, runs from 9 to noon, Monday through Friday, where kids ages 6 to 16 can come and be in a band for a week. And then we rehearse, and then we give a show that Friday at 8 o'clock
When
or 7 o'clock.
is that? What month is that? Is it August?
Rob's got dates for it. It's June. There's one session in June, one in July, and one for August.
Okay, so we can.
Yeah, I've
possibly
got dates
get
up on
that.
my Facebook page.
Okay.
And you go to like Munson Music's Facebook.
Okay.
I've got the dates up
Okay,
there too
cool.
for that.
Cool.
And me and Vidal are playing Relay for Life coming up. I know
Fun.
later on.
Yeah.
There's
Now
time slot
Vidal
we're doing
does
that. Vidal does the pipes in the Bucket Brigade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So-
has PVC keyboards he's made. You know, you play with flip flops. Oh, sorry.
And that's
Had to imagine
open.
that.
I mean, kids can, whomever can come
Oh,
and
yeah,
join
yeah.
the Bucket Brigade.
Yeah, they just have to call him, and he let them know like when the rehearsals are going
That's so
on.
fun because sometimes I'll come downtown and
Oh, you'll hear it.
Yeah, it's very welcoming.
Yeah, normally they do more stuff near, well, definitely Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because normally we like marching in the parade. So this year we did the Whitmire Parade, we did the Prosperity Parade, we did the Newberry Parade, and then we did, God, there was another parade we did. I can't remember where it was. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So we did a lot of marching with the drums. That's always fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, are you still writing? Do any writing music?
I'm
or
trying
songs,
to.
or-
I just set up like a little thing up in my attic to try and record stuff and try and write some stuff. I've been
Yeah.
writing more lyric stuff lately. You know, actually, it's weird. I got inspired like reading some John Prine quotes the other week. I was like, oh yeah, man, maybe I need an old typewriter.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's
So
fun.
I'm trying to get back into that, but right now we're doing some house remodeling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing more like that stuff on the weekend.
Yeah.
Than like writing.
And you say we're doing some house stuff. Who's we?
Yeah. Me and my wife Kira and my kids, Caleb and Bonnie and Sarah.
Sarah?
Yep, Sarah Marie.
Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot of that. Like, actually, what I ended up doing was cut into. Well, I built some stairs to go to the attic so we could take all the stuff that needs to get out of the way for the home remodeling and then stick it in the attic.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That was a project,
fun.
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yes, it was. Yeah, I never built stairs before.
How'd they turn out?
I was a carpenter's helper for a long time. It would be a carpenter's joke if you took a ruler to it, but it's functional.
Good.
It's not falling down. That's
It
for
served
sure.
the purpose, right?
It's perfect. It's completely functional. Actually, I always feel like that's. I don't do pretty carpentry, but I do practical stuff. You know, I feel like I'm a
That's
pretty
great.
practical guy. Like it's me. Like practical. Like the root of practical, right, would be practice.
Yeah,
That's me.
there you go.
That's me.
great.
I'm always practicing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great for the next one.
You're right.
Not.
Yeah, they're functional, yes, but not pretty yet. You know.
That's great.
Yeah, so
That's
we're trying to
pretty
get
cool.
some stuff out of the way so that we can, we're trying to remodel the new kitchen so everybody can have a bedroom. And,
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So you've made the staircase or whatever to go up into the attic, and that's kind of where you're finding some quiet time maybe for
well,
yourself.
what I did was I did the stairs up, and then there's like a corner of the house that I had to put down the flooring and put down the insulation and insulate the all around it. But now it's almost like a little music room where I can have an
That's
office.
very cool because you
Yeah.
have I'm guessing a lot of wood. Bounces
Yeah,
off
there's a lot of there's 9 inches of insulation and in between there and then the wood, and then there's carpet on top of that. So it's not loud enough where the neighbors would complain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you can't hear it outside. It's not soundproof.
Right.
But yeah, but it's definitely I can practice in the middle of the night and no, I'm not bothering anybody.
Well, you could always try.
Yeah, well, I could come down here and
Okay,
try. Normally
okay.
nobody's downtown when I'm shooting stuff, and
Yeah.
sometimes that is in the middle of the night. But
And you
yeah.
do all of your recording right here.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
do it all in the backspace there. Yeah, for the most part. Well, the pianos I shoot on that piano. Yeah.
And your instruments are.
I have them on a special hook back there. I have like a
That's
3-way.
cool.
Yeah. So I can
That's
show you if you want to
Yeah,
see it.
can I look?
Yeah, sure.
And that may be something that I've been taking a picture of. What was that?
That's kind of interesting. Some of that stuff.
It
You
really
can get lost
is.
in it too because it has like a geography thing. So if you want to, you can get like for whatever reason, I have a pretty big following in the Philippines. I have no idea why, but I can go to the Philippines and then find out like what my top hit in the Philippines is.
So you have a big following in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really strange. I'll show it to you. It's
Has
really
that been
cool.
recent?
No, I think it's been an ongoing thing.
Is that
actually.
right?
And I have no idea, but somebody told me they do a lot of karaoke in the Philippines. so
Wow.
I guess people like to play along.
You want to
but-
go over there sometime.
True.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be kind of crazy. People might recognize me on the street. And be like, hey, it's that
Exactly.
guy.
He's the YouTube guy.
Well, and that happened. Actually, we went. Sometimes that happens around town. Like we went to Zaxby's one night, and the guy working behind the counter was like, "Hey, man, watch your videos."
Oh, isn't that sweet?
It's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's like being a celebrity in your own town. Which
True.
honestly, you don't get enough credit.
Oh,
You never
I
have.
can't help.
You might be now,
Um,
which is nice. Maybe,
maybe.
patient long enough,
Right on.
comes back
Trying
around.
to help, man. There's this cool little map if I can find it though. Where's that? Let's see. Revenue reports that over there. Oh, I want to say it's. Oh, here. Top geographies. Now, I don't know why this works out this way, but it'll give you the darkened area. So the U.S. Right. Okay, so that's 402,000 views. So the U.S. is number 1, but then for whatever reason, the Philippines is number 2.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird? Because it's such a
Yeah.
small place. Like I would think it's a smaller place here.
And in what
147 days
time
stuff.
frame is that in?
This is the last 28 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So out of 1 million views, 40% of it was the U.S. and 20% of it was the Philippines.
Wow.
Another 16% was Indonesia, and then the United Kingdom was what 8%. Yeah. So I mean, it's weird, man. You get views from everywhere.
Yeah, Russia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we can go find out what are the top hits in Russia in the last 28 days. What are you guys watching? All of Me by John Legend, Space Oddity, David Bowie,
That is cool.
Country Roads, The Zombie, Chained by Fleetwood Mac, Losing My Religion by R.E.M.
Wow. Wow.
That's kind of cool.
That is. That's interesting.
Isn't it
too.
cool? I mean, you could get lost in this. You could just spend a whole day doing nothing but looking at numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Now, can you screenshot any of these?
I could on the back computer. I think I have the screenshot thing.
But now I wouldn't be able to actually go in there and key in.
Oh, right, like that. It would just
Yeah.
be whatever I have it on in that moment.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's telling me like how many. 53 days of time from Canada, 279 days of time from the U.S.
And that's 1 month.
That's from April 6th to May 3rd.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Don't you ever think that's crazy?
I used to think it was
really-
crazier, like when it first started happening. I was more like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, and you really keep it up with the view counts and stuff. At this point, I don't really stress it that much.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but it's not like what I'm living for,
Yeah.
But what
But
I
you're
think
seeing
is-
an increase, though.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, and now it's weird because I think a lot of the views come from Oh, there's my copyright strike right there. Boys of Summer, Katrina fundraiser, Newberry, South Carolina, one strike.
Wow.
But it expires July 26th. So. Where's it at? Oh gosh, what was I thinking? We were talking about geography. Just the way the view counts work though. Like, all right, check this out, because this is the weirdest thing. And nobody knows like how YouTube codes all this stuff or how they feature videos. But I think once you get to a certain point, YouTube goes, you're supposed to have that many views. You know, for how old your channel is, how popular you are, how many subscribers you have, and then they'll stick you in the featured thing until you get the views they think you're supposed to get, and then they stop. You know, you're supposed to get to that level, and you're there now. Okay, all right, now what's the next channel down? All right, let's try and feature them until they get to the channel. You know what I mean?
So they do try and help you.
I don't
Maybe.
know. You can't know. That nobody will tell you how this stuff is coded. You know, because it's all software.
Oh, happy Star Wars Day.
Oh, happy Star Wars Day! Yeah, I got a lightsaber if you want one.
That's cool.
So, but this over here, this is my view count, right, for each day. And I know it's contoured because normally these hits are the weekend, but for the most part, it looks like a flat line. You would think if it was random, it would be up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. But they're trying to set you up so you know kind of how much income to expect.
Oh, okay.
So you can see this as like there's a weekend, there's a weekend, there's a week. You know, so it'll be a bump on Saturday because people are off.
Right.
But for the most part, it's like a straight line, you know. So it says, yeah, you can go back a ways. Then there'll be some crazy Christmas hit somewhere in there. You know, there's Christmas, and then I'm back to about, you know. So for the most part, it's going to be about a flat line.
That's
it just
cool.
looks kind of weird because you got
Yeah.
little bumps in it. you
Yeah.
know.
It's like my heart rate.
Right, it does. It does. Yeah,
The
exactly.
EKG.
Yeah.
A
So.
little stress that month.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool that way too, because it's almost like a pyramid scheme. At
Yeah.
least it feels that way, you know.
Yeah,
once you get to a
right,
certain
right.
point. But sometimes you'll just have a video that just takes off and nobody has any control over it.
Do you see this going anywhere? I mean,
Oh man, I mean, you just don't know where it's going to go. I
I mean,
I
you
see
could-
more people getting the internet, more people finding technology, more people using this kind of stuff
Yeah.
to learn music. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where it'll end up.
because it
I
saves
mean,
them money. It saves the individual money.
Absolutely. I mean,
tons
they're free.
of money.
Yeah, the free lessons online. You can
mhm.
go there, you know, and for my students here in the shop, like I've had students come in before and go, oh, I was watching that video of you doing duh, can you help answer this question? You know, I've had guitar teachers who teach other places send me messages going, hey man, my student asked for this song and I found your video and that was really helpful.
Oh, cool.
You know, so it's like this big collaboration. Sometimes you'll have people, you know, find your video and go, no, they do this chord for duh, you know, and I'm like, oh, well, I simplified it to this, you know. There was this one guy who, it was such a silly argument. Like, it turned into this crazy theory
I
thing.
think I remember this.
Oh, I don't know. It was, I had a chord marked one way. It was for a Mariah Carey song. It was, All I Want for Christmas. I think it was that song.
Okay.
He saw the chord diagram that I had, and he was like, no, it's not that chord, it's something else. And the chord that he said that was something else was actually exactly the same notes as the chord I had put down, but just a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he like argued with me like all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, it's that, and then all of a sudden the comments got deleted. I don't know.
Don't you have something better to do?
It got weird stuff that happens
Yeah.
like that too, but I mean like, you know. But then you got your community stuff. What is this? Something I've got to learn. I'm a computer. Oh yeah, sometimes I am. You know. Do you fade it so that people asking stuff? Excellent, thanks man, great tutorial. You know, rest in peace about the VC chart. So I mean, that's normally what I get. You know, it's pretty encouraging stuff.
That's great.
First nice one, man. Thanks a lot. know,
Do you
oh,
have any
what's that
established friendships with anybody on here?
Wow. Well, some of the people who drive in and come to the jam, I mean, I consider those friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that guy who drives in, Doug, and his
From
wife
Columbia?
Ellen. Yeah.
So
those
they're
people.
regulars then?
Yeah, they come like the last 2 or 3 times. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah.
That
So
is
definitely
cool.
found some friends that way too.
That's cool.
You know, people shoot me messages on Facebook and go, "I watch your videos. I love them." You know, they have
Yeah.
some question about something. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I mean, the nice thing is like all that stuff's up there, so you know, so people can find it, or they can argue with it, or any of that stuff. But it's really all about like, you know, caring about people and caring about people through music. So
What
that's
does your dad think about it? I'm curious.
Oh wow!
As an accountant, you know, it's
I
supposed to be
think he's really-
fascinating.
I remember we were on vacation. I want to say it was we went to Boone, North Carolina for Patrick McDonald's wedding, and I got a chance to like show my dad some of the numbers on the laptop, and he was pretty fascinated by
bet.
it. Yeah, just the numbers of it all.
Because he's a numbers person.
He's a numbers person, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it's just so weird. You can get lost in that.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
too,
true.
so.
It's true. It
Yeah.
is. It's rather fascinating.
Yeah.
But
yeah, my dad's more likely to be able to tell you like Babe Ruth's batting average in 1927 than he is to tell you how many views I got in a day. You know.
Well, they have to be
But-
proud of you, Sue,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
your
they
dad.
are. Oh, they definitely
Yeah.
are. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. He's all about these. You know, I showed him my silver play buttons. He was like,
Good.
"Yeah, it's so good. Oh my gosh, that's
That's
awesome."
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know where I would be without my dad. I mean, he's the one who really helped me out with the store when we had financial trouble. You know, I mean, my dad's my biggest hero.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, he gets up every day and he does what he's going to do, and he doesn't let his interests necessarily be compromised by anybody. You know, he loves reading, he loves baseball. You know, he loves helping people get financially stable so that they can retire eventually. Yeah. What's some music I can help you? Oh, hey Merle, how's it going? Sure, absolutely. Yeah, no, we can plug into that amp we were running through on Wednesday. No, I got cords. Yeah, that's fine. Got it. All right, we'll see you later. Cool. All right, bye-bye. Woo. That's Merle at the jam.
That's
She's gonna
cool.
bring her bass, but yeah, no, I know my parents are really, really proud of me, but I don't know where I would be really, literally without my dad and my mom's support.
Yeah.
Really, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, really, it's like I have this love for music, and they just encourage that as much as they possibly can. You know, you should do what you love to do. That's always been like the thing that they go. I don't know. My dad got me turned on to Joseph Campbell, and his whole thing is follow your bliss.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm a great example of my dad helping me follow my bliss.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you for your time.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for
I
coming by.
appreciate
It's been interesting talking about all this stuff. Oh my gosh.
It is fun, and I tell you, because I want to
Fascinating.
make sure that I get the verbiage correct, because some of it's a little confusing to me. I probably will
Yeah,
maybe
if you got
shoot
questions or something,
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I
I'm
want
just
to make sure I
normally,
get it right.
I'm normally on Facebook quicker than I am
Yeah.
other forms. Like my email, I don't normally check unless I'm really expecting something.
Yeah.
But if you shoot me a message on Facebook, I'll get right back to you.
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds good. Just to make sure that because I'm not that technical, but I can go back on this and listen to it. But I just want to make sure that I'm not saying it wrong. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that makes sense. Yeah. Cool, man. I'm
But I
just really
hope-
excited you guys are going to do this for the
That's so
for the
great.
magazine. I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Well,
I was really happy to get these too.
No kidding.
Like,
I
whoa.
bet. I bet so.
Oh,
That's
this is kind of cool. Randomly, one of the students that I have up in North Carolina that watches my videos.
Yeah.
Like she wanted to come down for the jam, but then she wasn't able to, and so she sent me like this
Oh,
this card. I got this
That's
week
so
too.
sweet.
Yeah. Munson is awesome, but not surprising.
Oh,
So
that's
Debbie Vaughn,
Nice.
she's up in North Carolina.
I wish we could come down.